and welcome to the ADHD Friendly podcast. I'm Patty Blinderman. I'm an ADHD coach, and my passion is finding ADHD friendly ways to bring more ease to my life. And then I love to bring them here and share them with you in the hope they do the same for you. Today, I'm going to be talking about fidgets and how we can use them to support our focus. These can be helpful both at work and at school. And when I talk with students about using fidgets to support their focus, I always say they have to be something that supports your focus while not interfering with anybody else's focus. So if what you're doing is distracting to somebody else that's trying to focus and it's pulling their attention and they're looking at what you're fidgeting with, that's not going to work. It has to be something that nobody else is being impacted negatively by. And there's a number of fidgets that do that. And some of the ones I'm going to share are more like fun for use at home, maybe in a car, if you're like, in the back seat is, going on a family road trip. It could be something, not while you're driving, just, if you're like, sitting and you need something to keep your hands occupied. Some of them will not be, really conducive to using at school or at work. So I'm going to start with the most popular recently ones that I've seen. And I'm just going to kind of like give what I like and don't like about each one. And this is a pop-it where you just push the little holes in and out. And I don't find this one very sparkly. It is tactile. So if you like to, kind of feel the texture and it makes a little noise, which I personally don't like because I like fidgets that I can use without anybody hearing them. So this would not be a good one to use in the classroom because it makes noise. And you can do it kind of quietly, but it takes a lot of effort and you can't guarantee it's not going to make noise. So I'm not a fan of this in the classroom or at work, but if you're just sitting in an office and you're just kind of thinking and it's not going to interrupt anybody else, then fine. Not my favorite though. Fidget jewelry is something I always have access to. I wear fidgets every day. And so some examples are one of the charms on my necklace. This is a time turner from Harry Potter, and it does turn. So sometimes I don't use this one all the time, but if I don't remember to have my ring on, I'll do that. And it just turns. So I can just play with it. I wear a charm bracelet and I'll play with my charms. And the other thing I do is I have this infinity ring that it rolls over. It's just three loops that interlink and I can just roll it up and down my finger. I do this all the time. It's just something that is easy for me to access. Nobody else can, nobody else is distracted by it. And usually nobody even is aware I'm doing it. So it's very easy to use. So fidget jewelry is a ton of jewelry that you can wear that is quiet and pretty invisible. Nobody's being impacted negatively. So it's a good thing sometimes even, to investigate would something like that work in the classroom for a student. There's similar little things like this guy, like multiple rings that again, it works kind of like the ring on my finger where you can just roll it around on your fingers and it has a nice tactile, it's satisfying. Or like this little guy, it's like a little ring that has these little pieces that roll around it. And again, these two are not my favorites, but I like the idea of them because they're small and not distracting to others. A fidget spinner, everybody knows what these are. These are distracting, so not good to use them in the classroom, but they're fun. I'm not very good at spinning them. I've never been very good at the coordination part of it, so they're not my favorite. Something called like a worry stone. This is just a shell that has a really soft side to it, so I love to just use that as a easy access fidget that's quiet and not distracting to others. That's actually one that I do like and I keep on my desk. I have something called a Tangled Junior. So this is a little guy. This is not something that would be really able to be used in a classroom, that you can untangle because it's a little distracting for people to see it. And I'm really, again, the spatial thing is a challenge for me. So getting it to roll back up takes a little focus for me, but I like to do it when I'm on a call that somebody can't see. I'm just like on a Zoom call in a group where I can do it. It's not distracting anyone, but I always have a hard time getting it right back to the loop. So I like it. It's not my favorite. Something I thought was going to be my favorite thing were when Fidget Cubes came out, and they come in different colors and they have a different thing you can do on each side. And some of them are quiet and some of them make like little clicking noises. This is like an on-off switch. I like the variety. I found it surprising. I really didn't use it very much. So it's nice and it's novel and it has many different things. But again, some of them make noise that can be distracting. So it really depends on whether or not this would be a good fit. Not my favorite, but I do like the variety of it. I guess I would say I liked it in the concept of it, but in the actual use of it, not as much. There are kits. I got this on Amazon. This is from Fidget Land. So again, if you're listening to this, I'm showing all of these. I invite you to visit my YouTube channel, ADHD Friendly Podcast, if you want to see all of the different fidgets I'm demonstrating. This is from fidgetland.com, and it's just a kit. It has all of these different components that you can make your own fidgets. So again, I like the idea of it, but I've had this for probably 2 years and I've never made a fidget. It's more, I like the concept of it than the reality of sitting and making them. My go-to all-time, use it every single day fidget, have it on my desk, have it in my purse. So I always have one on me, is a mini Slinky. Oh my gosh, my absolute favorite. I always tell students they're nice and small. So if you can use it really discreetly, it could be something potentially in the classroom, but it really depends on your ability to control your impulses. If you, I demonstrated this in my daughter's classroom and it went a little haywire. So I'm just going to show like I have students do this and it will hit the person next to him. It's very distracting. That's a no-go. So it would really depend on, could you use it very discreetly? Personally, I love, it makes a tiny little sound, but it's not discernible if I'm on a call, and I can just, you know, it's a tactile fidget. It's very satisfying, and it's smooth, it's metal, it's small. I can, you know, navigate either finger to finger, or it can go, you know, like a ring. It's my all-time favorite. They're like $1 each, so they're easy to replace. I've had this one for years. Like it doesn't, because I don't do anything that would get it tangled, so it won't work. But I know, like when I visited my daughter's classroom and gave them out, one of the kids, like, you know, got it tangled almost immediately, and that happens. So that's something to keep in mind. If that would be an issue, have a backup. But that's my favorite, and I've been giving these out from time to time when I've been at places where somebody was really struggling to keep their child, you know, kind of from fidgeting, and I'd ask the parent, you know, would this be something that would help, where I have like a new one in my purse just for that occasion. And then this is kind of a fidget. It's just kind of my fun, like I always end with when I'm talking about fidgets. And this is called a flow ring. They're sold under multiple different names. They come in this little bag. They're very satisfying. They're not really, definitely not for classroom, definitely not for like an office environment with other people, but it is kind of an interesting little break if you just want to, you know, kind of use it on your own. It comes kind of laying flat, a bunch of rings, and you just put it around your hand, let go, and it just travels up and down your arm. You can change hands and have it travel. I find it very satisfying. But again, this is very distracting, and really more just for fun. And then when it comes off, goes right back into a little flat rings, and you put it away. That's it. So again, fidgets can be a way to help our brain focus. It just gives our brain just a little bit more to focus on, so that now we can attend to what somebody's saying, and we can sustain that focus with more ease and often longer than we could without something. Sometimes people, you know, like to doodle on paper. That's another form of fidgeting. So just, you know, maybe running an ADHD friendly experiment. Try something out if this interests you, to see what would work, making sure that it follows the golden rule of fidgets, which is that we really are mindful of it not distracting anybody else that might be around us when we're using it. It really needs to be something that is supporting us without inhibiting anybody else. So that's just a little bit what I wanted to share on fidgets. They're just one of my favorite tools to support my own brain. And I hope you'll find something in here maybe that was sparkly for you to try to support yours. So that's all for this episode. Remember, if you don't have a personal owner's manual, I invite you to check out my website, ADHDfriendly.com, and see if there's something on there. I have lots of tools and resources to support you to make yours, including a free mini palm that you can register and download and have instant access to. And if you like this episode, please subscribe and share it with a friend. I appreciate each and every person that subscribes and listens, and I hope you'll continue to do so. I'll keep looking for interesting ADHD friendly content, and I hope you keep coming back for more. Until next time, tally ho.